All right, welcome back. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about tennis elbow and a herb called Qiang Huo. And so, first of all, tennis elbow is a condition where we commonly think of it as in tennis players, but it actually can happen to lots of different people. And it's a pain that usually impacts the outer edge of the elbow, and it's considered a overuse injury where you tend to do some sort of repetitive motion. And you can think of a tennis player constantly hitting the ball back and forth, always bending and putting a lot of force in that elbow in that twisting motion. And what it does is it affects the tendons which attach into that lateral part of your elbow, and it over time becomes sore, inflamed, and it causes pain. It can spread up into the forearm and a little bit into the hand region as well. And typically in Western medicine, the treatment for it is rest, maybe using some cold packs, anti-inflammatory medications, and and mainly letting it just heal on its own. And like I said, it can be tennis players, but it can be other people if you do a lot of repetitive work with your arm, painting, plumbing, anything that requires a lot of manual repetitive movement in the arm. And so it affects a lot of different people. Now, from a Chinese medicine standpoint, I wanted to talk about an herb called Qiang Huo, and that's an herb that in Chinese medicine it is known to be an herb that helps to release wind and cold and dampness in the exterior. And sometimes in when people have tennis elbow, they could have dampness that's built up in the body. And in Chinese medicine, dampness in the body can congregate in different areas, such as the tendons and the bones. And when it congregates and coalesces in those areas, that's when we tend to have pain symptoms or swelling or just a sensation of heaviness in those areas. And so that can be caused by wind and dampness and sometimes cold or even heat. And so Qiang Ho is an herb that actually is known to help pain symptoms related to wind and dampness. So if you have wind and dampness, which is causing your tennis elbow, then this might be an herb that is actually useful for your condition. Of course, we have to differentiate. Sometimes you may have tennis elbow and it could be something entirely different. It could be related to blood deficiencies, in which case you wouldn't want to use Qiang Ho. But if you do have wind, cold, and damp in the body, and you're having muscle pains, and it can be used actually for other areas as well, not just the tennis elbow, but it is one area that Qiang Ho can be helpful for. And if that's your particular case, then this would be a good option for you. And we usually will, at our clinic, combine it with other herbs in a formula specifically for your situation. So that's just a quick background on tennis elbow and Qiang Ho, and we'll see you next time.